Hello and welcome. In tonight's show we are gonna drive a little ATS instead of ETS. And you might notice that I changed to my steering wheel.
Finding a new route.
At the moment I'm only running single screen, but I should be able to run triple screens tomorrow. So that's why I have the side mirrors on. And I am running manual gears because it's fun, even though I need to get used to it because I can't get the Scania control scheme, which sucks a little because that's what I've always been used to using. But I just wanted to test if my steering wheel would make a lot of noise, but it doesn't seem like it. I know the game sound is a bit loud, but that needs some adjusting when I find the right engine sounds I want, because I'm as you might have heard in the last video, I'm really picky when it comes to truck sounds. So I want the right sound, and yeah, that makes the game a lot more enjoyable for me when I have the right sounds. Oh, might be going a bit fast. That really makes it fun for me. Might be a bit weird, but that's what I really like about the game. What the hell is he doing? Yeah, don't have too much to talk about. Actually do. We got snow yesterday, Tuesday, night to Tuesday, and I got to try out my tractor-mounted snowblower, and it's sort of it's not completely home built, but I've spent a lot of time making it into my snowblower, sort of, and making the feed roller a lot different than it was, where it has a lot more potential to take in material, snow. I actually think you could use it for something else too, even maybe straw, or something like that. I actually thought I have a 5930 case, and I actually thought that would be too powerful for it, because that's running, with the boost it's running, it should be around 180, 190 horsepower, and I could more or less just give it full power, and it just ate it. And I did buy some spare shear bolts, but I didn't even need them. And I was really surprised about that. Let's just get behind him. Yeah, I was actually surprised. But I did only get like 15 minutes of fun with it Tuesday morning. Yeah, so now I'm ready to sell it, so I can build something else. Whoops, that was close. Yeah, so I can build something else. Because I really wanna. Yeah, it's my. Don't know if it's my passion to build that sort of things, but I really like having something to do in my workshop. It's kind of nice having something to spend time on when you just want to relax, or relaxing growth, because it's some of my ideas takes a lot of a lot of brain power to say. Don't know if it's called brain power in English,
Right.
but it is in
Keep right, and then turn
sort of
right.
is in Danish. But we're just gonna say concentration.
Turn
Yeah,
right.
that's what it needs. And it sometimes make it hard to do something like that where you really need brain power. I think I chose the wrong year. Where you really need brain power to make it. Yeah, it's really hard some days. Yeah, as you might have. Yeah, some of the people watching this video already know that I'm not totally 100% mentally. I've always felt a bit special, let's say it like that, and it turned out that I'm autistic. I have aspergers, and on top of that, I'm bipolar, which sometimes, it sometimes makes my life a bit, let's call it exciting, because my brain just takes over, and I'm more or less just in the background viewing what the beep is going on. Can't swear. And with people knowing something about bipolar, when you're really manic, you don't take the best choices in life. And if you don't have any security net around you, some people to watch out for you, you can really screw up your life. Yeah, but I am in remission. I gotta get a lot of medicine to keep it in check, and it actually works for the most part. I can still get where I think I have the best ideas in the world. That's more or less the part that hits me the most, where I get an idea, and even though it isn't maybe a good idea in other people's eyes, I pretty much go full on the idea, and it can be anything. Let's just say sometimes I've changed car, got a stupid idea and changed my car to something really stupid. Like a few years ago, I sold my diesel Audi A4, which I really liked. It was a all-wheel drive one, and I really liked having it. But in my in a manic episode, I figured that it would be really good idea to change it to a petrol 26 version. And at that point I drove around, let's say, 70 miles a day. So having something that just really want to visit every petrol station you get near isn't really the best economical decision. We really hit the wrong gear this time. Let's just sneak around this. Yeah, so that's in quotes what sometimes can make my life exciting, but it's just, yeah, I'm not in a bad spot when it comes to economy. Not to say that I'm rich, because I'm really not, but I'm in a okay situation where it doesn't ruin my life making stupid decisions. Yeah, but it's really a waste of money sometimes, and it's not just £200. It's, yeah, sometimes goes a bit crazy. But with me wanting to talk about mental health, it's more or less because there's a lot of people out in the world. Most people don't know anything about bipolar, besides people going totally crazy, because that's what most of things in television is about, especially series. I watch a lot of TV series just to have something to distract me, because I have a hard time keeping focus on a thing, and if there's something noisy in the background, it really helps me focus on another thing, like listening to music and reading a book works for me, because it blocks out the noise in the head, more or less. So it works like when I'm out walking, I always listen to music. I know a lot of people do that, but it's what works for me, and I can walk, yeah, for miles. Today I was out walking 10 miles, and it just went by like, yeah, like it only took an hour. It took more. Yeah. But with the TV shows and that, I really hate that they more or less make out that all people with bipolar is totally crazy when they have an episode, because they don't really have to be. Yeah, it seems crazy in some people's eyes, but it's not like we are completely without reason, and we can't listen. For me, I have a cousin that can she can pull me back, sort of. She can almost pull me out of a manic episode, because she's really good at yelling at me, and that's sometimes necessary.
Get ready to turn left.
It might seem weird that it's sometimes necessary, but sometimes you really don't. You can't really see your own faults. Whoops, that was close. Yeah, it's really hard sometimes that because you can afterward you get a most likely get a depression time. Depression.
Get ready to
That's what
turn
it's
right.
called. And it can be, yeah. If you're lucky, it can only be a few weeks that you're really
Turn right.
depressed. But it's most likely for months. And to say the least, that's really hard. Yeah, and it's not just something you can pull yourself out of. Like, yeah, like sometimes like normal in quotes people, they just say, why don't you just do that and do that and do that? And to be honest, it's not possible because your brain is running at about 1500 miles an hour, so you can't keep focus on anything. When I'm in the really bad situations, I can read something on Facebook, listen to the radio, and watch a TV series at one time and keep track of it all. And there's still noise in my brain, and it's not the best noise. I don't want to go into specifics, but it really hurts, and it hurts you a long time because a lot of it you can't control. You have no control over it, and that's where it's most dangerous for people with bipolar, because you can really get depressed really quickly. And it's not just like I'm sad, it's like I don't want to be here anymore. Yeah. And it's really hard to help those people. For the most part, the psychiatric system. Yeah, I can't say it. My tongue is curling around. They can't really help. You more or less just get a lot of medicine, a really lot of medicine. So the brain almost passes out. And that's pretty much the only way to save people that way, in quotes. Yeah. Yeah, we need to find a new subject, so that's on a more happy note. But it's more or less just my way to say that people with bipolar aren't necessarily totally crazy, like TV shows make them out to be. We can be a bit nuts, but not for the most part. We hurt ourselves mentally. I don't know if any of you have seen Homeland. Well, the female agent in that game have bipolar, and she goes off her meds, and she goes into a hyper focus state. Now we're speeding again. Doesn't like it. And that's putting bipolar into an extreme situation. It's not all people that's like that. Most people you wouldn't even know that they have bipolar. You can say it with me. I'm mostly a loner. That doesn't really wouldn't say I don't like people, but I think a lot of times people make more noise than I want, and that's more or less because of my aspergers that I want to. I've learned over the years that I would like to control what noise is in the background, so I get really mentally tired after some time around people. So
Get ready to turn right.
with me getting tired, I normally work in an office,
Turn right.
and it was really hard, to be honest. Let's just see. Oh, we can go. Skiers. Can't get used to not having them like the Scania gear scheme. It's a lot easier for me to use because it's programmed into my head. But what were we talking about? Yeah, and in Corona, I was so lucky that I got to work from home most of the time, and
keep left,
even
and
though
then turn left.
all the restrictions are over, we kept up so
Turn
I can
left.
work from home most of the time. And to be honest, that's really saved me from getting mentally tired. I can work. Yeah, those days I didn't really like working over 6-7 hours. Then I would start to get tired in the head. And now sometimes I log into our system at 6 in the morning, and on a really good days I don't log out before 8 in the evening, if I don't have anything else to do. Yeah, and that's really a change for me. And I'm a lot more social this way because I have the mental capacity to not be so tired of it. Because it used to be really hard for me to visit someone in the weekdays, even my closest family, because it would make me so mentally tired that I wasn't really up for going to work next day. I did it, but I'm at work, but I was there physically, but mentally I was nowhere near. I was at home, more or less, and it just didn't function. Can't do it that way. So this way, I maybe have 5 days at work a month, thereabouts. The rest of the time I'm at home. Yeah. I did actually want to do a time lapse like the last video, but we've been talking a lot now. I actually think I'm just gonna cut it off and just say that this was an episode. Yeah, and that's about it. We'll see you in the next one, and thank you for watching today. Don't mind my intro. I wasn't really. It was more or less. I just wanted to test out if it worked, and it's turned into a video. I don't really know why. It's just, yeah, it's life. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you could use my talking about everything. Or not use it, but try to understand a little more. I know it's hard to understand mental illness, but it's just, yeah, it's just that way it is. Yeah, thank you for watching, and we see you. Bye.